feet as the national anthem rang out throughout the arena. Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And it's time to check the starting five, brought to you by State Farm. First for the Hawks, Rivers out there with Whitman. We've got Rollins. What a tremendous talent, getting ready for his first NBA appearance. Then it's Wilkins, and it's Willis in at the 4. And then for the Sacramento Kings,
you know, Atlanta's an interesting sports town, guys. It's kind of a transient town. A lot of people who have moved, you know, maybe from New York or Chicago. So you don't have the passionate fan base down there that you might expect. And that's hurt them, I think, over the years. They haven't had the same gate receipts as some of the other big market teams. And that's been tougher to deal with.
and it's the Hawks to start out. Rivers with it. That's good. Rivers has got the opening bucket of the night here for the Hawks. And it's not just the Hawks, but with all Atlanta teams, Falcons and Braves, they have a hard time selling games out there when it isn't Clark a playoff situation.
And it's really unfortunate, Kevin, for the Hawks, as they've become one of the tougher and more consistent teams in the East over the last half-decade or so. I mean, they play some really good basketball down in Atlanta. You would think the fans would appreciate that.
On defense, the Kings. He passes to Whitman. Here's the screen. Over Theus. Shot's good by Whitman.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, Kevin. Yes, Sacramento's head coach and I were able to chat. The #1 bullet point on their scouting board tonight was defense. Coach said, we want to muck this up. We don't want to get into a scoring contest with them. We want them to fear trying to put up points on us. A tall order, and it could possibly get chippy out there, guys.
All right, great stuff, Doris. Thanks. Guys, not too much of a surprise that defense is going to be the emphasis.
Yeah, that's the type of team they are. I mean, they always seem to feed off of that defense. They're just really trying to attack and force some turnovers and get out and run.
Exactly, Steve. I mean, that's really what drives them on a game-to-game basis. An open lane right there, pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
Here's Willis. Good.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Shoots it up. The shot is off. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Whitman kicks to Rivers. Passes to Whitman. The dish to Rivers. The pass to Whitman. Kicks it to Rivers. Shot clock at 4. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Tyler passes to Thompson. 5 to shoot. Here's Woodson. Tyler dishes to Thompson. He kicks it to Tyler. Number 53. He's guarded by Rivers. There's the bucket. Good. Thompson's got his second basket of the game.
Kevin, nice high percentage look right there.
Well, his shot blocking is always a factor, guys. That presence around the rim defensively just changes the whole picture strategically.
And another aspect of his game that I really like is how effectively he sets picks. It's overlooked sometimes, but he does a great job of positioning and getting there at the right time to set a screen to help a teammate get free. You know, there was a time before last season where the Kings didn't know where their home court would be, Kevin. And Anaheim was bidding to become the new home of the Kings. Then a deal seemed all but done for a new arena here in Sacramento. That fell through. So it would seem they're right back where they started, square one.
Yeah. And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. Well, for the Kings, despite having a rough season, they were no pushovers at home, Steve. They protected their home court pretty well.
Well, Sacramento has always been a tough place to play. I mean, this fan base, when the team is doing well, can get really crazy and rabid and fun. And I think they'd like to get back to that point, obviously. They're starting to amass some good young talent. And if they can control their home court, well, now all of a sudden, Sacramento's in business again.
And so it's Atlanta with it after the Kings pick up 2. Outside Wilkins gives him the lead pass.
Went for the two-hand throw down there. Needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
The Kings have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. The feed now to Tyler. Woodson. Whitman defending. Here's Woodson. That's blocked. And they get it back. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. So both teams changing it up here. The Hawks leading. Here's Rivers. Back to Wilkins. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Wilkins has got his first points of the night.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
The Kings trail by 3. Pass to Thorpe. Willis on him. Thorpe, the pass to Drew. Johnson outside. Six on the shot clock. And it's Rivers with the rebound. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity.
Oh, man, that was
Reed marked it up. Don't do that to him. That was fantastic. Wow.
And Clark, the degree of difficulty.
Major.
That was amazing.
And the Hawks making a change here.
Boy, you have to feel a little sorry for Kings fans. I mean, you think about what they've been through the last year or so. It looked like the team was all set to move to Anaheim. That fell through. Then there was a reprieve for Sacramento. They thought they had an exciting new arena deal. That fell apart, and now it's kind of back to square one. Nobody seems to know what's going to happen with this Kings franchise.
Now here's Johnson. He passes to Drew. And stolen by Williams. Pass to Whitman. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Here's Wilkins. That's good. Wilkins has got 7 points. Just a roller coaster ride for Sacramento and Kings fans. Steve, you're right. Really, what I imagine the team wants is just to have some certainty of where their future is. You know, Clark, that's a big thing for any town, any team.
Without question, Kevin, anytime there's rumors swirling about a team as to where it's going to be located, it can't be good for anybody associated with the organization, especially the players.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Johnson, he's checked in for Whitman, and Webb subbed in for Williams. Here's Drew, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Feeds it to Johnson. Here's Theus. No good again that time.
You'd expect him to nail that one that close to the hoop.
And it's good.
Defensively, this team is just giving up way too many open looks.
You're exactly right, and to battle back, they've got to shore that defense up, Steve.
And here are the Kings now, trailing by 10. Johnson outside. To the middle, Thorpe. Takes it up and blocked. Now the pass to Drew. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. So both teams making some changes here. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Woodson. And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
He's got to contribute. He's got to produce if his team's going to get back in it in this quarter.
9 feet out. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
They've built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
Johnson outside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Another year in the playoffs for the Hawks, but also another year of coming up short for them. They took the Celtics to 6 games, but couldn't get it done in the end, even though they had home court advantage.
First trip to the line for him here. And the first one drops. Back to the Hawks and Celtics. Just a great matchup in the first round, but the Hawks fans had been hoping for a little bit more, Steve, and it didn't come to fruition.
Well, this is a franchise that historically has just not been able to get over the hump. You know, they've been good, but not great. And they're kind of stuck in that space right now. You know, can they make that next step? We'll see.
And both free throws good for Johnson.
You know, not a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference were able to finish with a decent record against the West last year, but the Hawks were one of those teams that did. I mean, they held their own against the West.
Pass to Willis. Passes it to Whitman. He passes to Rollins. He gathers, and he lays it straight in. And the Hawks lead by 12.
This game is really going their way early. What a lead they've built up.
And that's thanks to their performance offensively in large measure. I mean, they're actually scoring with ease here.
And so here's Sacramento. Johnson up top. Here's Woodson on the mark with the 15-footer. And the Hawks against the West, we were just talking about that. 9 up and 9 down on the year. Only one of 4 teams in the East to finish 500 or above, Steve, across the conferences.
Yeah, they did a nice job on the road, Kevin. And you know, you can see why when you look at the way they're built. A lot of athleticism, a lot of size. They're a good defensive club. So they were able to hold their own against the best teams in the league this season ago.
Yeah, he's giving that breakaway rim a workout.
Yeah, he powered it down and then hung around.
Strong finish. And he just wanted to sit there and savor it for a second.
The Hawks leading by 10. Now Rivers. The pass to Whitman. Now here's Thompson. Stolen by Thompson. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
But the D just letting them go inside with impunity. Way too easy.
That's 10 of their last 12 points now in the paint area.
He feeds it to Rivers. Puts it up from 17. And again, it's Atlanta.
It has been all offense here early.
It sure has been. I mean, both teams clicking, and it's been an entertaining game as well, guys.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Hawks lead by 10. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
How about the shooting so far? It's been a clinic out there. They are lighting it up and really creating open looks for each other.
Well, Steve, there hasn't been much resistance and when they've been on the offensive end, so they've taken advantage of it.
Now here's Johnson. Passes it to Thorpe. Dunks it down.
The one-handed flush, very nice.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there.
Just punched it home.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, it was a rough rookie season for number 2 overall pick Evan Turner, but he made some nice strides in year 2. He said the key to his improvement was, quote, just getting back to basketball, not worrying about what people were saying and being honest with myself in regards to what I needed to do to get better. And guys, from his shot to his great rebounding, he bounced back nicely.
He's really coming into his own. Thanks, Doris. Here's Johnson, following the bucket by the Hawks. Open look, again, Sacramento.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
Now here's Wilkins. He's got 9.
Every conference has one team that is a bit of a weak sister, if you will. And last year for interconference play, that team was the Sacramento Kings. They had a tough time against the East even.
That free throw good from Wilkins. Well, for Sacramento in their 18 games against the Eastern Conference, they only mustered up 6 wins. Steve, just not very good.
No, not a good showing at all, Kevin. I mean, those 6 wins were the fewest of any team in the Western Conference. And remember, the East is the weaker of the 2 conferences. You'd think Sacramento would have racked up a few wins anyway. So, all in all, a very difficult season for the Kings. Very sad to see where this Sacramento franchise has gone kind of the last 4 or 5 seasons, guys. Remember the heyday back in the early 2000s when they had Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, Stojakovic, and they filled up the building every night back then. We'll see if they can ultimately get it rolling again here in Sacramento.
He passes it to Conca. Wilkins kicks to Webb. And there's the pass to Hastings. The shot from the low post is good. Steve, that old team you were talking about, those old Kings teams, that was incredible how they played. In fact, I remember the commissioner, Clark David Stern, said, we would love if the entire league played with that kind of flair and flamboyance and passion that Kings team of that era played with. They were so fun to watch.
They really were, Kev. One of my favorite teams, the way they played. They came close to knocking off the Lakers in the Western Finals, and they really were one of my favorite teams to watch. It shows, Kevin, that you can have and sustain a winning team in a small market like Sacramento. And check out your point guard showing you major bounce above the rim.
How about this? The smaller the player, the bigger the highlight.
I love that. And that was a highlight. Terrific finish.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And it seems like Atlanta is one of those teams, guys, that's just good enough to be in the playoffs year after year, but not really great enough to contend for a championship. And it's a tough spot to be in the NBA. But if you don't have a superstar player, which Atlanta doesn't, it's just tough to get over the hump.
And the Hawks making a change here. Rollins checked in for Concat. Willis comes in for Hastings. Whitman is checked in for Johnson. And it's Rivers in for Webb. And here are the Kings now. A 12-point game. 6 to shoot. Number 53. He's covered by Willis. Gets it to go. Well, if you're Atlanta, do you perhaps consider trying, Steve and Clark to make a move for a superstar player or get over the hump or How do you think it's going to play out, Clark? I'll start with you. How do you think this thing's going to go in Atlanta?
Well, Kevin, when you're trying to put the puzzle pieces together, you always have to consider making a move for an elite-level talent. But when you look at the Hawks, they've got enough good and great players that if they can keep them in Atlanta, one of those guys might blossom into that elite star and be able to take Atlanta to the next level, perhaps even to the final.
Sacramento with the ball. After the basket by Atlanta. And Tyler kicks to Thompson.
The windmill finish. Now that's nasty. How do you do?
Finishes the play. Utter disregard for his own safety.
Look at his teammates. They're just shaking their heads. I mean, he must have told them to look out for that one.
Here's Whitman after the Kings pick up 2. Rivers passes to Whitman. Rebound by the Kings. Thompson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Passes it to Drew. Shoots over Willis. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The Hawks leading by 10. Here's Rivers. Gets it to go. Rivers has got 8 points.
Well, the thing that comes to mind to me is how effective he is around the rim. I mean, he can finish with either hand and finish strong.
And the other most noticeable thing about him to me is his passing. I mean, he makes things so easy for his teammates. All they have to do is get to the right spot on the floor, and he'll get it to him.
Drew gets the bucket.
Again, they attack the hoop from the lane, and it's been really good to them.
Yeah, they're getting whatever they want down there. That's 4 of their last 5 buckets coming in the paint area.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there. So take the timeout and give yourself a chance to regroup.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And here's Rivers. He's got 8. Pass to Whitman. Clock at 6. With 1 on the clock. Jump shot is good. He's got 9. The Kings trail by 12. Johnson outside. Straight up. And easy 2 points on the layup.
They continue to barrel their way inside. And when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Now here's Rivers. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Rivers has got 4 points in the quarter.
Points in the paint have been the main course, or main entree, if you will. They just keep pounding it inside.
Well, they're seeing no resistance defensively in the paint area, so the defense has got to be tougher.
Here's Theus. Sinks that one from the post.
Yeah, no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
The Hawks leading by 10. Rivers with it. He's got 10. Willis up top. Backs in. Stolen by Thompson. And the Kings pushing it up now. Johnson. And the lead is down inside single digits. Johnson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Here's Rivers. Again, the Hawks score.
You know, he's given them a nice scoring option through most of this game.
The Kings trail by 10. Now Johnson. He's got 8. Dishes to Thompson. And that one's good. Thompson's got 8 points.
Offensively just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
This is his 2nd attempt at the line tonight. Both teams will make substitutions. That free throw good from Thompson. And the Hawks with possession here.
Because the Kings had the athletes to get up and down the floor, that's what they tried to do last season, run and gun with teams. And, you know, it makes sense when you consider their personnel and the youth of that team.
Now here's Williams, looking for his first bucket of the game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Wilkins. Again, the Hawks score.
And that was very confident offense right there.
And the Kings, as you said, played Clark up-tempo, led the league in shot attempts per game, Steve. So it wasn't for a fear of shooting. They just weren't hit.
Yeah, they're definitely not afraid to shoot. Yeah, but these guys let it fly. But what they've got to do is be smarter with their possessions and be more selective with their attempts. And that will come as they grow together, as long as they make that commitment to sharing the basketball.
So it's Atlanta now, after the Kings pick up 2. Johnson outside. Trying his luck deep. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Thorpe with a screen on Wilkins. Here's Johnson. Rebound by the Hawks. Wilkins has got his 3rd rebound on the night. He passes to Concat. He's up against Thompson. Wilkins is guarded by Johnson. Wilkins passes to Concat. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Livingston. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And the Hawks lead by 9.
And even though they're down, I like the way they're getting the ball inside. I mean, they're playing smash-mouth basketball right now. And you've got to think it's going to create some foul opportunities for them.
Kings shooting so well, 63%. The offense working as one cohesive unit. Here's Drew. There's a good screen. Shoots over Webb. Drew gets the bucket. Drew's got 6 in the quarter.
That's 5 straight hoops in the paint. What a fantastic job of attacking the rim.
Well, Steve, they're getting the looks that they want down there, so might as well keep going right at the rim. If there's no resistance, then make them pay.
Here's Webb. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Webb's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Something they'd like to see more of him more often, that's for sure.
And we finish one half of basketball. The Hawks on top, leading by 10. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. I'm Damon Bruce. The Hawks got scorching hot in the first half. A dominating performance offensively. They're getting everything they want. And slugging it out so far, the Sacramento Kings. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. Thanks so much for joining me here in studio. Second half action is coming right up. We hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
And now the 3rd quarter about to get going. The Kings trail by 10. He dishes it to Tyler. The dish now to Thompson. 6 to shoot. Down low. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Here's Woodson, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team. The Hawks leading by 10. Whitman kicks to Rivers. Puts it up from 7. Nice jump shot. Good. Rivers has got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Hawks. Kicks to Tyler. Good. Tyler's got 6.
is always so in control, guys, even when he's going hard to the hoop. Very skilled finisher.
Rivers kicks to Wilkins. He kicks it to Rivers. Quick move inside. And good on the basket. Book it. Rivers has got 4 points in the quarter.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Here's Woodson, the good-looking shot from the wing. 8 points for him. The Hawks leading by 10. Now here's Rivers. He's got 16. Inside, deflects the pass. Theus, he's guarded by Rivers. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits.
They continue to pull down misses, and that's how they're maintaining this lead.
Yeah, well, one and done is the recipe for continuing to hold on to a lead. You don't want to let the other team back in it by giving them extra possession.
Well, sometimes, guys, you can forget he's out there, and all of a sudden, bang, he'll string together 3 or 4 shots in a row and just take over the game.
And, you know, he's got another skill that you love to see in a player, the ability to create a high-quality shot for himself off the dribble.
Timeout called by the Kings.
Let's hear it for your Sacramento dance team.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Woodson, he's guarded by Rivers. Here's Woodson, and he drops it in from the low post. He's got 10. The Hawks leading by 10. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Johnson, he's checked in for the Kings. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. And the pass to Whitman. Leads him in there. Shot clock at 6. Rivers can't get it to go.
Well, still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3, even before that miss.
Johnson against Rollins. Here's Thompson. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Thompson's got 11 points. This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And the Kings making a change here. Thorpe's checked in. Then for the Hawks, Concax checked in for Rollins. Livingston comes in for Willis. And it's Williams in for Rivers. That free throw good from Thompson. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Pass to Concax. Outside Wilkins. The Hawks working the ball around. The feed to Williams. Right side, Williams. Stolen by Thompson. Theus, he's guarded by Williams. The quick pivot move got him the angle. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. He goes up. No good, unable to end this run.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Feeds it to Johnson.
Over Wilkins.
And there are the Kings with another bucket.
Well, after trailing for so long, they are knocking on the door here.
Well, with this great stretch, Steve, it just seems to be a matter of time before they actually take the lead.
Atlanta calls timeout.
He just is not happy with how his team is executing. And they've been on the wrong side of this run. It's time for a momentum shift.
You know, sometimes just getting off the court, taking a break, and coming back out fresh will give you a chance to pull together.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And here is Webb. There's a screen. Wilkins dishes to Webb. Shot clock at 5. Tries to snap the cold streak. That's good on the jump shot. Webb's got 6. The Kings trailed by 5. There's the pass to Drew. Theus. He's guarded by Johnson. Offensive rebound. Number 35. And he drops it in following the offensive rebound.
Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And the Kings making a change here. Here's Webb. He's got 6. Johnson outside. Back to Webb. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Webb's got 8.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
Here's Drew. He's got 6. He feeds it to Tyler. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Both teams will make substitutions. The Hawks leading by 4. Webb the pass to Willis. Back to Webb. They set the pick. Pass to Whitman. Goes up on the high post. The shot is off. And it's the Kings taking it the other way. Webb with it. He's got 8. He passes to Willis. Passes to Whitman. Dishes it to Webb. A second chance effort. Shot is off. The Kings trail by 4. Here's Tyler. The pass to Drew. Number 53. He's covered by Willis. There's the triple. Again, the miss by the Kings. The Hawks leading by 4. 1:27 left to play in the third. He dishes it to Webb. Count the bucket. Webb's got 10 points.
You know, and I think it goes without saying, guys, but his strength and body control scoring in close, that's what makes him special. You can see it with the shooting percentages inside. I mean, he's a tremendous finisher.
And something else he has on his resume are his ball skills. What a ball handler and dribbler. I mean, he looks like he was born with a basketball in his hands. It looks like it's part of his body.
Here's Rivers. Cans it from short range. And it's an 8-point Hawks lead.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
Here's Drew. He's got 6. Now the dish to Tyler. Looking to end the drought. Count that one. 9 points in the game so far.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
Now Webb. He's got 10. Now here's Rivers.
That's exactly how you want to close out the quarter, with a basket.
And guys, he got it off just in time. Nice play.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Hawks lead by 7. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. As the fourth quarter gets going, let's swing it over to Doris Burke to find out who's had the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. And it's the Hawks with the Uncontainable Game Award for the offensive stretch they put together. It took them until the third period to really find their groove, but once they did, they ran with it and never looked back. A great surge by them they hope to carry to the end of the game.
Doris, thank you. That was quite a run they had. Quite exemplary of what we think of when we think about that turning point. Definitely a Sprite Uncontainable Game moment.
Yeah, you won't get any argument from me, Kevin. It was as big a factor in this game as anything. You know, when a team builds up that much momentum, it just becomes so hard to turn the tide back around.
Yeah, Steve, they just kept the throttle down. They sense an area of weakness and then just continue to exploit it, never letting up.
And so here's Sacramento, following the bucket by the Hawks. Here's Theus. Second shot opportunity, and it's blocked.
At the line for your Kings. 4. At the line for 2.
No good on that one. Drew's checked in for the Kings. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Rollins checked in for Koncak. Willis comes in for Livingston. Whitman is checked in for Johnson. And it's Rivers in for Williams. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. The Hawks leading by 9. Whitman. And the shot is good.
Just too easy. They're getting whatever they want down there.
You said it, Steve. 5 straight field goals inside for him. The defense has to clamp down here.
Now here's Johnson. Stolen away. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Rollins.
That's decent defensive work, but it's going to take a little more than that, Kevin. They've got to raise their bar.
Well, Clark, he knew exactly how to attack him.
Yeah,
on
he
that
sure
one.
did. He knew exactly what he wanted to do there.
What a phenomenal dunk, though. I mean, in the end, he just made the play and took off.
And the Kings making a change here. The free throw drops for Rollins. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Johnson up top. Gets it to go.
I like it. He could have gone for the forced finish, but opted instead for the kind of the nice, smooth finger roll. I like it.
Hawks have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. pass to Whitman. Passes it to Willis. Kicks it to Rivers. Gets it to go. Rivers has got 10 points in just the second half.
Now, the offensive efficiency has been really important. I think that's been the difference.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty simplistic, but it does oftentimes come down to this, making shots, and that's what they've done.
Six on the shot clock. Stolen by Rivers. One-on-one here. Whitman kicks to Willis. To the inside. Rollins with the bucket.
Man, they have a huge advantage in points in the paint. Look at that.
Oh, and this defense is getting pushed around a bit too much for my liking. They're just not competing at a high enough level here.
Now here's Johnson. Six to shoot. Gets it to go. Atlanta calls timeout. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin. Well, the Hawks coach had some advice for his team over that last break. He was highly animated when he was talking to them, telling them this is going to be a huge win for us. When we close this out, it will go a long way towards showing the rest of the league what we're capable of.
Tyler, he's checked in for Sacramento. Now here's Rivers. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. That is good. Rivers has got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve, and the defense has really been way too passive for my liking.
And it's the Kings with the ball. They trail by 16. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
This has been an offensive explosion, guys. They are on fire.
How about a volcanic eruption, a flash fire? And defensively, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. They just hope that they cool off at some point.
Tyler, that is good.
And with the defense playing that well, the double clutch was the only way he was going to get that ball off.
And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 15-6 run. And he bangs it home with one hand.
2 hands for safety, 1 hand if you want major elevation.
That's right. That's right.
You know you can get up higher with 1 hand. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It really is true. I mean, you can extend better with 1.
Well, whatever he did,
real.
whatever it was, it definitely worked, Clark.
Here's Whitman. The Kings getting the bucket. He kicks to Wilkins from 11 feet away. And again, it's Atlanta. The Kings trail by 16. Now the feed to Tyler. And that one's good. Tyler's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, what a great job of getting into the teeth of the defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's been their main point of attack. I mean, get the ball deep and try to score from in tight rather than rely on their outside shooting. I mean, that's a more consistent way to score it. Take it inside.
It's blocked. They retain possession.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
At the line for the Hawks, Wilkins. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. The Kings trail by 15. There's the screen. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Woodson, and Willis pulls it down.
This is a nice lead they've built. Very good job controlling the glass this game.
You've got to be pleased as a coach to see how your team is boxed out. Very fundamentally sound basketball. He's been a big part of his team building this lead. Another solid offensive effort.
Theus, he's guarded by Rivers. Theus, true on the 14-footer.
Looking much more comfortable out on the floor here in the second half.
The Hawks leading by 15. Rivers passes to Willis. He passes to Whitman. The Hawks working the ball around. Rollins with the bucket.
I really thought they did a better job, a much better job of getting it inside in the first half. They've got to get back to throwing it in the paint more here in the second.
Free throw drops for Rollins. The Kings trailed by 18. Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Well, when you see a huge dunk like that, you start to think, what's the best dunk you've ever seen in person? I know for me, it was Tom Chambers dunking over the top of Mark Jackson way back in 1989, where he literally jumped off of his chest and elevated another foot or two. Just an amazing dunk.
Clock at 6. Here's Theus. Wilkins grabs the miss. Wilkins has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Well, going back to what you said, Steve, you know, that Chambers dunk was a great one. I would say of all the ones I've seen, the one by Tracy McGrady off the baseline over Sean Bradley in the playoffs when McGrady was playing for Houston, Bradley was still in the NBA, that was phenomenal. That was a terrific dunk. The one LeBron had in the playoffs while playing with Cleveland over the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Kevin Garnett with Boston. That was phenomenal. What about you?
Well, how about Amari Stoudemire? Pick one from the Stoudemire-Steve Nash pick-and-roll days in Phoenix. He had one in L.A. against the Clippers, about as impressive as anything I've ever seen.
And so here's Sacramento. It's an 18-point game. Here's Theus. That's good. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. And here's Rivers. Over Theus. Rivers can't get it to go. Kings have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. To the paint. Here's Thompson. Sweet little floater.
That's such a feel shot, that floater over the top.
The Hawks leading by 14. Wilkins kicks to Rivers.
Well, last season with the condensed schedule, we saw teams really preserving their star players in the regular season, limiting their minutes. And frankly, I think it's something that should be done every season to save their energy for when it matters most. I think it's a good philosophy.
Took him no time at all on that one.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Wilkins with the ball. Over Woodson. Shot's good by Wilkins. And the Hawks lead by 16. Going back to what Clark was just talking about, an interesting stat over the last 8 years, there have been almost 100 occasions of players who logged over 3,000 minutes in a season. And get this, none of those players, Steve, none of them went on to win a title.
That's amazing, Kevin. And I think of Greg Popovich and his handling of Tim Duncan the last couple of years, limiting his minutes and allowing him to extend his career. And the Spurs had another terrific season a year ago. So I think it's something that you have to try to do as a coach. It's difficult because you don't want to lose your job, but you've got to be able to try to extend guys' careers and improve the quality of their play by cutting down the minutes.
From 18 feet away, and that one's good. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. How much to be critical of in this win, Clark?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game.